Test 1 2 3. 1 2 3 am I live? Looks like I'm good. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a couple of weeks. I hope everyone's had a happy holidays for whatever you celebrate. To everybody, I hope you'd be celebrating the new year, because you'd be silly if you don't. My name is Fizzy. You can call me Caleb. Come at you from Lone Tree Hub. Yeah, look at us. We're back here 3 weeks later. Again, holiday break. Everyone's got to take those. I certainly needed it after a long semester. I'm sure everyone else has had a long semester. We got some CRL players in here. They know the deal. But it's been a good time. We're getting back into the swing of things now, and some local upgrades are definitely making life much easier, and just up in production quality in general. Lots of things are happening here, especially in our in-person events. So if you guys have not looked at coming into our in-person events, we do a lot of things for Super Smash Bros. Especially. So if you're into fighting games, Rivals 2 especially is another one that we do a lot of. So if you're interested, 8827 Lone Tree Parkway, if you happen to be in the Colorado area, definitely stop by for one of our events, and be sure to join us up on Discord so you can know what's going on. But it's good to be back. We have a nice bracket this time around. We got a couple new fancy little things, so you'll see those as the stream goes on. And first matchup should be underway here in a minute. We'll be back there soon. And just like that, got something real quick going. And I must say, this might be one of my favorite names for a team ever. Probably one of the greatest blessings that we have ever had as a species. Cane Sauce makes their appearance in our Rocket League tournament. Fantastic, man. Now I want some canes. I live not terribly far from my house, and we often go out to canes after Smash, so that making me hungry, but that's okay. I will suffer and hope that just Cane Sauce does their best. It's been a good time. We have a lot of new people in here. It's very nice to see so much new company. camoco, of course, are in here. They're sitting on the other side of the bracket waiting to see if somebody can knock them off. We'll have more updates on a bounty for anyone who's curious, but as long as circumstances go our way, we should have that ready and going for next time, and it'll be similar details. So just a little bit of a teaser. Don't expect anything, because not everything is 100% set in stone, but in case you were curious where that is at. But yeah, lots of new people here. I believe everybody here is making their tournament debut and their stream debut now with this matchup. They'll have had to play a match before this. Cane Sauce won their match 2-0, and Two Fellas did the exact same. And Two Fellas, speaking of which, they ended up scoring 1-0 with Fatal. Nice down from Kipper, though, doing all the work. Just a quick tap in to set the tone for this series. And yeah, we had 22 teams sign up. We unfortunately had a few DQs, but that just ends up happening. But it's very nice to see that we're able to expand our bracket into a round of 32 for some of our matchups. So lots of progress. Loving the turnout we're seeing, and with more turnout is going to come a lot more competition. We're just having more and more fun as time goes on. Plus the production upgrades, things just really keep going to the moon, honestly, and I'm very excited for future endeavors. Cap has a chance to tie things up, gets the reset, but can't do much with it. Fatal quickly take it away towards the ball. One reset over ZLR's head. Has it away. Tries to get the flick off to finish things off, but unfortunately Cap is back too far. Is off target regardless. Nice fake from Cap, and now Cap all alone. No boost, just trying to continuously fake outs. Even in sequence towards the bottom right corner, they don't bite enough for him to capitalize on that opportunity. Now Kipper can't get the reset immediately, challenged by Cap. Fatal up, scoring the first goal of this series. Now 2 minutes have passed. It looks like we might be in for a pretty close matchup. This is the 2 and the 7 seed after all, so do not doubt these people. Now Fatal has one tap, has a second one down. They're the 2 seed for a reason. Apparently, according to their stats, the best chance at taking down Cam and Taroko. What I believe Cam now the 6-time champion, 7? Something around that, or at least actually, not even that, but in a row. More so. Anyways, lots of fun we're having here, and it looks like we might have a tight series on our hands, so we'll see how this keeps going. But Kipper looking to blow this one out of the water. Can't quite, though. Half the game gone, and we're about to. And we're at 2-0 now. Cane Sauce looking to get themselves on the board. They're in the board in our hearts, but unfortunately this scoreboard doesn't matter. Cap, 50 towards the center, ZLR. Hot touch, but doesn't do a whole lot to her. Just ends up back towards the corner, and Cap will need to reset. Fakes one, goes above the other, but is being harassed by Kipper. It takes an interesting 50 to send it back towards the corner. Apologies for the mic knock there. Kipper, not a whole lot of boost to work with. Cap looking for a redirect and a pass mid. Now Fatal doesn't have a whole lot of control. ZLR doesn't challenge quickly enough, though. Allowing for Fatal. Low 50, Cap can't capitalize. Now Kipper accidentally passes it down to ZLR, who is 1v1 versus Fatal, but he can't capitalize on that either. Now Cap looking for a shot on the follow-up, doesn't have it either. Defense hasn't been super fantastic, but neither of the shots on net. Sometimes they don't even qualify as such. A sloppy first game for both sides as they're both trying to feel each other out and get these strained nerves off. Cap to himself. Ends up looking for a bump, but ZLR is nowhere near to capitalize on that. He had to be back there. Unfortunately, just committing for a bump play with no backup ends up killing the best chance they've had all game. A final minute gone by. Fatal past one, attempts a 50 on Cap to get it past the second. Cap, that one slightly towards the mid, but ZLR needs a second pass. Cap past one on the goal line. Fatal Alf makes another save. Fatal coming back the other direction, looking to get some more plays done off the corner, off the ceiling, down to his teammate. Kipper has the shot, but it's saved by Cap on a quick 50. Kipper avoids a demo off the wall, but doesn't have any boost to get a reset and do anything extra with it. Now Fatal testing the goaltender a little bit. ZLR looking for a bang up, but doesn't get too much forward momentum on it, and it gives it straight to Kipper. Now final 20 seconds, low scoring affair. Kipper looks to keep it that way, gets a nice dunk to keep it in the blue half. Kipper, turn around, looking for something. Cap, although, has put them on the board. Cane Sauce have their first goal of the series, and with 9 seconds left, they still have a shot. Nice outlet pass for great vision, and especially when they've struggled to get anything going, that is very nice, and if nothing else, a momentum boost and a morale boost going into next game. Fatal. Cane Sauce look a little hesitant to challenge, don't have a whole lot of boost. Kipper pinches down, they're attempting for something towards the net, but the ground is just as good as it guarantees them the victory, and they'll take game one of this 3-game series. Quick look at the bracket for you guys. Yeah, unfortunately, we do have a few DQs, and so far, no close matchups. It's all been 2-0s thus far. But as you all know, as soon as the bracket progresses more, we're going to have some more interesting results. Does unfortunately look like, and this is just one of the unfortunate parts of tournaments, you lose one and some teams are inclined to not continue playing. It's unfortunate as from a morale perspective, but what can you do? ZLR looking to start this one off on the right foot, though. Can't get a flick off. ZLR has had a lot of good opportunities, but has just not been able to capitalize on the shots. A few flicks gone by the wayside, and I know that pain specifically. It feels like I constantly have flicks just roll straight off my car, wanting them to do far more than that. Fatal past one, past two, but Cap rotates back in time with no boost, though. Needs some reinforcements. Is alone against Kipper. Gets a 50 towards his back corner, though. ZLR looking to show some moves. Cap opts not for the demo. This time gets a really fast flick, but it's too far in the backfield and leaves so much time to react. Now Kipper thought he had a breakaway chance for a second, but ZLR, suspicious touch. Cap, though, saves the day. Nice bump from Cap. ZLR doesn't commit to the touch, though, and is a little too far up where Kipper is just able to send it straight over his head. Now ZLR possibly looking for something extra from Cap. Cap is too far back. Awareness has been a bit of a struggle, and that awareness comes to bite them, accidentally passing it towards their own mid. You see here, just not the greatest touch from Cap, ends up giving it straight to Fatal. Good read on the play, but also a crucial error from Cap to put them down. This one, another crucial error, this time a miss, though. And a scoreline identical to the one that we saw for most of last game. 2-0 for N2 Fellas. They're looking to move on to the winner's semifinals. They'll play the winner of MylkMan and Calculated something. I can't quite see the entire name. Calculated Chaos. Fantastic. They'll move on to that, and of course, Cane Sauce, if this result holds, rather, they'll move down to, looks like, losers round 3. Yes, correct. Losers round 3. So, still have plenty of chances, and of course, top 2 do get payouts. So, as long as you can make a grand finals appearance, you have a shot, and you will get some guaranteed cash. Now, Fatal. Couple of decent opportunities, although Cap looks like he might have a breakaway. Can Fatal get around it in time? No, he can't. His best bet was a pinch off, but unfortunately was too far behind. And now a score that is exactly identical to the final score we saw last game, but this time Cane Sauce has 3 minutes, or has an extra 3 minutes to cap. Kipper very threatening. Now trying to just keep a little bit more momentum into the orange half. Cap. Yep. Plan was there, but they gave up what it could have very likely been a scoring opportunity. Fatal looking to rectify some mistakes. Unfortunately, that shot is too shallow of an angle. ZLR one touch towards the corner. ZLR's had plenty of opportunities, but again, the shot accuracy seems to be difficult, and also the ability to control off the first touch. It seems like an ability that all 3 other players on the team or on the field seem to possess in far greater context. Now Cap. Alone, trying to fake out Fatal, and he does successfully. Would you look at that? It's a tie game. Cane Sauce have themselves a fresh start and some new life. Final minute remaining to see if we send this to a winner takes all in game 3 or if the sweep is complete once again. ZLR, far pitch down once again, struggling with some control and giving extra control. 10-2 fellas, this is a nice musty pass over. Fatal just needs to finish it off. Cap tries for a miracle save, but unfortunately has too much momentum going backwards to generate anything going forwards. And all of a sudden, 10-2 fellas take yet another lead. It feels like that save actually could have been possible with a different positioning of the car and a front flip. Might have still had a chance, but the follow-up was still incredibly dangerous. ZLR looking to rectify his mistakes. Has one reset, gets a small touchdown, tries to put some kerfuffle in front of the net. Now Cap, very awkward position. ZLR just tries to take a 50, this one too far out. Towards the mid, Cap. Or ZLR. Now ZLR just trying to dive in front and make anything happen, try and get something out of nothing, but now sent the other direction. Last chance to close out this series. That's a fantastic bump from Kipper, and the finisher from Fatal. It is 4-2, and 2 fellas. It seems like they have put this series to bed with a fantastic bump from one and the double tap to put the nail in the coffin. Fake kickoff to waste some time is successful. Final few seconds melt away from the clock, and Kane Sauce will move down to the lower bracket. Winners semifinals is the reward for N2 fellas. We'll have a look at the bracket. Wait for it to be updated real quick, but you'll see if they are successful in their winners semifinal matchup, well, guess who they have a decent chance of meeting in the winners final. However, if you do lose in the winners final, you go straight down to the losers final. Kane Sauce, if they remain successful, they still have fantastic opportunities to keep on going and win themselves some prize money. We'll be back here in a little bit with this winners semifinal matchup, likely the top one, but can't confirm for certain. We'll be back in just a moment. Alrighty, looks like we're falling into You know, it's okay. Our last matchup, some CRL 2023 Fall Buddies. Mandler had a perfect chance to put themselves up by 2. We couldn't capitalize on that either. It looks like N2 Fellas seem to be meeting a bit more of their maker. Nice pinch. I do enjoy going for a little cross-field pinch, but gotta be far tougher to execute successfully at this level. Fatal looking to put themselves on the board, and they're in a very awkward situation. Mandler with no boost, but the 2 fellas aren't aware of that. Now Kipper looking for a soft reset. Fatal up, has a solo play, gets it past 1, looking for a pass towards his teammate, tries to pinch it off the backboard. Kipper with the shot, but can't force it through Milk. Kipper looking to keep things alive on the solo play. Doesn't look like he can do it. Mandler looking to keep some control, panicking a little bit. You're seeing a lot of funny flips. Fatal looking to keep the pressure on. Now Kipper, pass towards Fatal. If they could have a bit of a breakaway on the other end. MylkMan needs to quickly set back up on defense. But Kipper, unfortunately, is too slow to the ball off the ceiling and gives them a free save. And this one, Milk gets it over everybody. Unfortunately, the defender just dives too early halfway into the game, and it's 2-0. Just got a little bit more than he was expecting. Just like that. All of a sudden, the script has been flipped for N2 Fellas. They've had the 2-goal lead immediately coming out of the game. Now they're the ones on the receiving end of it. Now Mandler has a flip reset past. Milk doesn't commit to the follow-up. Kipper looking to get Fellas on the board. Don't make it. Now Milk has his teammate to his right. Doesn't take it, opts for the solo play, but Fatal does a good job reading it. Fatal trying to keep the play alive by bumping the first defender. Kipper just takes a weak shot on net, though, and kills that opportunity. Fatal, once again, looking to put on the board a double demo. Leaves that stray for... Oh, it's Mannyler. I mixed up the L and the Y, and it doesn't matter because Manny... Would you look at that? 3-0 for MylkMan. Again, fantastic name. MylkMan, cane sauce, like, what else do you really want in life, man? MylkMan? Perchance. Anyways, yeah. N2 Fellas looking to put themselves on the board. Attempt off the kickoff, but Kipper misreads. They've had a couple of okay opportunities, but this game has been significantly dominated by MylkMan. Got to see if N2 Fellas are going to make any adjustments heading into Game 2. Now, they still can come back. They can get some momentum on their side. The less players in the lobby, the easier it is to make some crazy comebacks. But now Milk harassing every opportunity they get. Although, would you look at that? Enough of an opportunity opens up. And Fatal puts in their icebreaker for the series. Further capitalize on some momentum. Manny, though, very nice catch. Has an open it to shoot at. Can't quite make it happen, though. It's off the post. And now Fatal Elf, with sort of stave, sort of turned into a steal. And a fantastic dunk on accident. Kipper shot towards the net, but it is way off target. And now a 2v1 the other direction. Manny, nice 50, but it's towards the corner and allows Kipper to get back. Now Fatal up for a solo play, looking to cut the lead. Back down to 1. This one's over everybody, but unfortunately, a miraculous goal line save keeps us a 2-goal game and a pre-jump to continue the pressure. Game recognizing game in the quick channel. What a save thrown out from the orange team. Gotta respect the little sportsmanship right there. And Milk looking to put the dagger in this game, but this one off target too. Shooting accuracy has fallen apart for both teams late in this game. Manny, this one centered. Milk in alone. going to put them on the board. Finally gets one. He's very fond of his flip resets, and this one does him fantastically. This one, missile into the top left. And with a third of this game to go, things remain close. And of course, this isn't match point. This could end up guaranteeing us a game 4 in a closer series. But it can go to match point if MylkMan do continue to pull this out and hold their lead. Milk attempts for a pitch towards the top right corner, but it's a little too high. Follow it from Manny towards the bottom right corner. This one's unsuccessful as well. Now Fatal trying to chase down the defense, but Manny being incredibly pestering on defense will not get off the ball to save his life, and it's working fantastically for them. The opposite corner. Kipper has some time to work with, but once again, Manny just will not get off the ball. This calculated aggression has been likely one of the most frustrating parts of this entire match. Oh, and what a fantastic touch. Milk, this one towards the top right, an easy save. Fantastic. And, oh my goodness, what an insane, diabolical pre-jump from Manny. Fakes the reset and down. Doesn't score off of it. Goodness, Milk was a star last game, but now, again, you see these two work so well together. Milk puts his chances away, and he puts another one away. Would you look at that? He's dropped almost 1,000 points this game already. 30 seconds to go, a 2-0 lead for MylkMan, looking to put this series on edge. That kickoff was slightly delayed, I'm unsure, but it doesn't seem to have worked out for them. Lead immediately cut back in half, and we start at sort of square one with 30 seconds to go. Kickoff strats seem to have worked nicely for MylkMan, though. Manny gets a reset immediately, uses it, tries to dive in for a bump on Kipper, but it doesn't quite work out for him. Now Fatal has a great opportunity. Banger shot towards the net, but Kipper can't force it through, and this should be a breakaway the other direction. Kipper is back, though. Milk has put away a lot of his shots, sends it high for his teammate. Manny puts it away and almost puts this game to rest. A miracle could save this, but it's looking like MylkMan are putting this series on the verge. Final few seconds and a dead ball kickoff. That will absolutely do it. On to game 3 we go. Now in two fellows looking to reverse sweep in order to make the winners finals. Test, 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 1, 2, 3. Looks like we're good. Fantastic. Apologies for the delay, folks, but we got our microphone issues fixed. We were getting a couple of things from production and whatnot, but it all got figured out. Oh, look at that. I'm on camera now. You didn't give me a chance to make myself look pretty. Unbelievable. The transgressions that I deal with at this job where I get to commentate and play video games. Unbelievable. It's just what a place to work at. All jokes by way of sarcasm didn't come across, but welcome back. It's very nice to have myself over here, and in the time that we've been doing this, it seemed like a pretty close game for just a second, and two fellas were locking down, but MylkMan have reasserted their dominance. A couple of kickoff goals and some fantastic plays in between. They just keep putting things away and look infallible at the moment. Whether that's going to look the same versus Cam and Taroko, I'm not sure, but they look fantastic in this match right now and are definitely the favorites from what I've seen to take home some cash tonight. Yeah, there we go. Okay, you guys haven't seen this face in a while. It's been at least 3 weeks, so we are chilling. I wonder if I can come in a little closer, maybe get a little more intimate, perchance. So get right here. Just do a little something like that. With a mic like that. Yeah, fantastic. See, you guys can actually see me now, and I think that's fantastic. I can't really look up at you guys too much, but I think it's working out regardless. So, yeah, I need to get you out of the way because I don't like you very much. So, oh, look at that. That's we're chilling right here. I think this is fantastic. It's a little weird because I'm wearing all blue, go Kraken. Avs fan, of course first and always, but I do like Seattle on the side, and this was when they came into the league. I've been an Avs fan my entire life before that, so I know puck. But anyways, while I'm yapping about hockey and the fact that I'm actually on camera now, it's good to see you guys. And two fellas, they've put up a great effort so far, but it really just seems like the efforts of MylkMan will just not go unstopped. They're continuing to have, honestly, I can't even really say in good faith they've just had everything go their way because they've just executed phenomenally. Nothing has really come down to luck. They've just really played a fantastic game and series. And two fellas, to their credit, they're still putting in the effort. They've gotten a couple of goals in each game. It's been too much so far to resist, but it's still a close series. At least a pretty close sweep as far as things go. 3-2, final 36 seconds on the clock. Let's see how this one finishes out. Any kickoff shenanigans? Not this time, but Milk has the first touch on the ball. Manny, with no boost, just trying to waste some more time, is quickly read by Fatal. Fatal sends it mid for his teammate, Kipper. Looking for a corner redirect, doesn't have that either. Milk gets it past one, tries to beat Fatal out. This one off the ceiling. No, not quite actually. Doesn't get enough of a touch off the ceiling for Manny to have a reasonable shot on net. Possible to run the other direction, but they can't make contact on the ball. Some quick contact from Milk might just put this one away. Final 5 seconds, last few melting off the clock. Kipper, though, has a fantastic chance. One reset, he doesn't get it, though, and it goes towards the floor, missing the reset at the last second to unfortunately chuck the series in the drain. Their tournament life is still alive, though. They will move down in the bracket and still have plenty of wiggle room and possibly a rematch with either Cam and Taroko or the ones that they just fell 3-0 to. So still plenty of time. Surprise, look at me, I'm back on camera again. I know you guys think I'm just so pretty. But we have a bunch of fun going on, and what a fantastic performance from MylkMan. We will see you guys here very soon in the winners finals, see if MylkMan can pull out some magic. No, panic, panic, panic. I'm here. I'm here. Everything's fine. I promise I was not seeing things on the camera. I would never do that. How would you guys think that? And well, MylkMan, we get to follow you guys in, and now you guys have your biggest test yet by a mile. And would you look at that, Cam? It just immediately sends a rocket of a flick straight beneath your crossbar. Mandler, Milk, I say this to you human to human. You guys have your match set up for you, so it's going to be a bunch of fun, especially when they're very fond of their kickoff strats. MylkMan, like, they're a very, very solid team. Like, they play an incredibly solid game, but the mechanics, like, it just gets to a point where, like, these two are incredibly good at the game. They clearly have lots of chemistry and play fantastically together, as we saw by such a fantastic series earlier. But now you have to face off a couple, like, against some of the best players on the planet. Some people who are, like, regularly in the top 100, and Cam, who's regularly, like, top 10 in the ones leaderboard. There's definitely a difference going from playing even, like, mid to high SSLs to, like, top 10 players on some of the comp leaderboards. It really is night and day, but we'll see if they can keep on going. Milk harassing Taroko, gets it enough, and would you look at that? Maybe they are some competition. It's a tie game with a minute gone. Let's see. Get a little closer. Let's see, yeah. Get a little closer. Do this, and as we're adjusting, so you guys can just see everything fantastically, and a kickoff goal. I mean, for what it's worth, if you can at least hang your hat on this for MylkMan, Cam and Taroko, they've scored 2 kickoff goals, while you guys have scored 1 more legit goal, quote-unquote. Of course, they all count for the same, but I think that's definitely a nice morale boost if you're coming into this matchup nervous or wondering how things are going to happen. Milk, nice double tap beneath everyone. Goodness gracious, Milk, just 2v1 the pros. Why not, my friend? Have yourself a tournament. And granted, I don't know how you play usually. Maybe you are just really this insane and need to start signing up for some RLCS quals. But you're having an incredible showing on your first time around, my friend. Hats off to you. Tie game. Kick off this time in favor of Taroko. Now Cam, Taroko chasing down Milk, but Milk has been fantastic at in net, and especially avoiding some demos in the effort to do so. Milk, once again, proving some superiority in net, shuts down Cam's opportunities. It's been a while since, and I know we're only 30 seconds in, but it truly has been a while since I've seen somebody play this fantastically against Cam. Makes you wonder if people have finally met their match. Taroko deleted by Manny, who's been once again so aggressive, and he's continuing with this aggressive playstyle, which is something you generally need to do against some people who are traditionally thought to be better than you. The whole concept of ego challenging and whatnot, it really does make quite a big difference. Nice save from Manny. Fake from Cam doesn't throw off Milk, though. Milk still constantly on his tail. Now Manny looking for a double. That's immediately intercepted by Taroko, though. Now Cam one-on-one with Milk, who doesn't have a whole lot of boost to work with, but does get the recovery off the back and the save. Fantastic work in net once again, although Cam just gets enough of a beat, and that's where the differences start to make themselves obvious. Just that slight bit of extra speed opens up a couple more chances here and there. These guys are fast and incredible, but reflexes are near instant when you've reached the level of gameplay that Cam and Taroko have grinded seemingly their entire lives for at this point. Almost a third kickoff goal, a hat trick of kickoffs. But no can do. It stays 3-2 for Cam and Taroko. And would you look at that? Milk. Again, these guys continue to impress me. They refuse to back down despite everything going on and all the odds against them. Again, a fantastic showing, and I can't remember the last time somebody took a game off of Cam and Taroko. We might actually have to do some research on that in the background. If anybody's listening, then have at it, please. Tell me when the last time somebody took a game off. But it's been a while, and now they're in contention to possibly take a game off, and if they can keep the momentum, possibly make some damage in the series. Manny needs a shot on net, gives it towards his teammate. Smart play. Doesn't work out this time, though, so a couple of 50s undo the chances. Milk looking for a redirect is unfortunately too slow to it. Has to relinquish the play back to Cam. Manny, fantastic on the challenge, always with him, exactly where he needs to be. This one, a little bit dangerous. Manny, though, doesn't control, and this could give a free shot to Taroko. Follow-up, not there. Milk avoids the demo and now has a chance the other direction. Low 50 on Cam. Minute and a half remaining. Tight game. Ninja Turtles took some games off of Camoco last week, and would you look at that? They're continuing to put themselves at risk. I do believe in them, though. Like, they've had such a great showing thus far against their previous opponents and what they've been able to put up in this first game. They have some time, but hey, look at that. Their fallibility has been shown not as recent, or as recently, more recently than I expected. Third time's the charm. Sometimes it's not, though. I feel like, what, my fourth or fifth time was the charm last time when I was trying to, like, get, like, basic event sequencing correct. Huh? What? That's incredible. It probably just realized how terrible I sounded. We were like, no, we gotta clutch up for this kid. He doesn't know what he's doing, so. Unbelievable. The robots have it. The robots have it out for me. Although, to be fair, yeah, that last mic was not great. Now that we've gotten ourselves a switch up and all the tech issues are dealt with, things are much, much smoother. Cam, though, Manny loses his flip, and that's going to cost him a goal and could possibly cost them a game. 5-3, a fantastic showing, but so far, Cam and Taroko have just been too much. After this, we'll follow the loser to the winners. We'll follow the loser to the losers finals, where they'll face off against their matchup in the final match to guarantee themselves some cash. I mean, whoever wins this does guarantee themselves some cash, but loser will have a second opportunity and possibly a chance at the other if they continue to pull it out. A couple of crucial misses are coming out, though, and that'll make it 6-3. Cam will take credit for that one, as he so enjoys to. That's 5 goals for him on 6 shots. Great shooting percentage. Even if he kind of definitely stole the last goal from Toronto, we won't worry about that. Fantastic showing regardless. They continue to prove why they're on top despite some staunch resistance from some great competition. Manny. Cam, this one. Unfortunate 50. This one's going to be corralled by Milk, though, to avoid a 7-goal game. Cam now up, though. Looks like he wants number 7. Reset past 1. Past another. Attempted dunk to Rocco. Looking for the top right corner. Could have just shot it in immediately for 7, but decided to keep it up a little bit longer. Cam, though, wants this one to the floor. 6-3 your final score in game 1. And 1-0 for Cam and Taroko. Let's have a quick look at the bracket just to see how our friends are doing on the other side of things. 3, 2, 1. I did not time that very well. That's okay. But let's have a look. So yeah, N2 fellas and Southeast shooters we're familiar with, and Cane Sauce we saw earlier. Looks like they've done a pretty nice job taking the 2-0 victory against Calculated Chaos, who were having some good times earlier in the tournament. Them versus Cappuccino, the two winners of the series down there will compete to get their final spot and play either one of these two, whoever loses, for some cash. And you guys know the rest, but this has gone very smoothly, very cleanly. And yeah, this has just been a fantastic tournament, aside from a couple little bit of tech issues here and there, but that's just how things go. But things are getting very smoothed out. Like, the setup, I wish I could, maybe I'll take you guys through a tour if things get a little stagnant in one of our matches. But we got a nice little setup going on. Like, I have my own stuff. We have our whole setup over there. My producer is within arm's reach of me, although he's a little backed away from me. His whole hands are clammy and scented of butter from the popcorn that my boss gave him about an hour ago. Fantastic work, though. But yeah, no, I like the setup. I like the setup we got going on, and we got a lot of new equipment. So we especially got these new monitors that we got, and they're absolutely phenomenal. They're super nice. I could rave on and on about the upgrades that we've been able to make just in the facility and the equipment that we have to run our things here. It's really made a huge difference. Although what doesn't seem to be making a huge difference is the competition that Cam and Taroko are facing, because now it's starting to run away with it and seem a little bit like the same that we have seen. And Cam, would you look at that? Less than a minute in, it's 3-0, looking to put down a statement, put their foot down on not necessarily their oppressors, but more so an authoritarian regime crushing the resistance after they find a spark of it early on. Now there's still possible chance for resistance again. The French didn't give up, and they were eventually successful, so will MylkMan be the same? Not sure, but they've put up some good numbers before. They just need to keep that consistent and find themselves a way on top, because they did keep some great stuff. But unfortunately, they never found their way on top of the scoreboard. And that ended up being severely difficult for them. Milk needs a follow-up shot, doesn't quite get one appropriately. And neither on that follow-up. Some tough goings right now, just looking for a decent 50 to possibly get past the last defender in net. Milk fakes for his teammate Manny. Shot on target. Nice play. Good fake. And they put themselves back on the board. Again, they're no chumps. They're no slumps. They keep finding a way. Measles, rubella, and mumps. I felt like I had to finish that bar somehow, and I couldn't figure out anything. So, oopsie daisies. Cringe rap lyric. You can't even call those cringe words with fizzy. Although, when are my words not cringe? Let's be real. That's okay, though. We're having fun, and that's what matters. Now, Manny. Such a star last year. Both of these had such a star-studded performance last time. Looking to continue and find that Milk. Favorable 50. That beefy Fennec finds its way. To be fair, all Fennec lobby. But again, fantastic play. Nice dunk. Squishy save from Cam as he thought there was going to be something more dangerous. And that lack of control ends up translating into less power on the ball. Losing that 50. And now MylkMan are all of a sudden within one. Although an unfavorable kickoff, Milk has to panic back for this. Milk is still in a rough spot, but he gets just enough on it. Cam has to retreat back. Now Milk, quickly. Doesn't get it past Taroko, though. I feel like I have to sneeze. I'm trying to very much fight this one off, although that one's an open net. Milk, don't beat it. He doesn't. Right inside the near post. And I was talking about an authoritarian regime crushing their resistance. Remember when I said about the French? Maybe the MylkMan are the French. Maybe they will keep trying. They're going to keep trying until they find themselves some victory. But we did see this exact same scoreline last game, and it did end up in a 6-3, nearly 7-3 victory. So maybe 3 goals is just all they can tolerate. That's all the resistance they can tolerate before they feel the need to crush things yet again. Follow it from Manny. Taroko was getting harassed in net a bit, so he thought that this might have been the first lead that MylkMan would take this game. This series, rather. Cam in a really rough spot. Taroko, though, seems to have everyone on the back foot. Almost a nice defensive effort from Manny. Good try. But Taroko just gets enough power to get it right past him at the last second. And yeah, I think that might have just been a little miscue on the controller. If he kept his car straight, I think he would have had that ricochet off his corner and possibly some boost grabs and another way down the end. Now Cam, nice ceiling challenge from Manny, continuing to be annoying on the ball. Taroko, good attempt once again, but Taroko just a little too quick again. Those slight differences in speed tend to be where the biggest differences come. Realizing the perfect opportunity presented itself, top left, to put them back up by 2. Taroko back to his own corner. He's really put his foot down, has himself a hat trick. Manny, nice attempt, almost has a fantastic solo play to put themselves back up, or back just down by 1. Manny, nice try on the solo play. Once again, some great efforts. These two just did not find themselves. Milk gets too strong of a touch and accidentally gives up possession to Cam. Now Cam off to the ceiling. Nice challenge on the back end from Manny to cut off that play. A little bit low on boost. Manny, though, gets it past 1. My producer walks in with a red solo cup of mystery liquid. Maybe it's Milk. Milk wants to score. He can't quite. Still 5-3. Milk needs to go back for a little bit of boost. Taroko trying to maintain some control and being harassed a little bit by Manny, but he shakes it off. Both going up for the pinch. This one's heading straight towards the net. Cam isn't there, though, to make anything else happen with it. Manny attempting for something a little bit extra. Nice fake from Milk on Taroko. Gets the double fake. Has Taroko on skates in the corner. Unfortunately, they do reel from it. Manny looking for the double tap down. Taroko, nice save. Gets in the way of everything. Milk can't get on the ceiling for a flip and follow up his own play. It stays 5-3. Nice defensive effort from Cam and Taroko. Taroko, though, might have just given up possession. Nice shot from Manny. This one right underneath the crossbar, and MylkMan are still in it. It's a 1-goal game. And while the speed seems to be the difference, both of these teams are good enough that they can capitalize on small mistakes on that. Great positioning and continuing to keep themselves in this. This is probably the closest series, at least the closest series that didn't actually have any games taken off, that I've seen somebody play against Cam and Taroko, but a fake catches them both off guard. They're both caught jumping around, flopping in their own net. Drop on the deck and flop like a fish, boys. At least, unfortunately, that's what it looked like. 30 seconds and a 2-goal deficit to overcome. Now Milk solo gets it past one. Can't get it past Cam, though. Manny looking for his own follow-up. Cam, though, is quickly on it, looking to put this game to bed. Cam kills Milk on the back end. Cam, with a shot on net, has the 7th goal that they were looking for last game, and a 3-goal deficit in 11 seconds is unfortunately going to be too much, barring either a miracle, a gift, or both. It'll go up 2-0 in this series. MylkMan will need a reverse sweep. It seems like they come so close, but it just ends up escaping them right at the very end. They've had 3-3 ties that have ended up being a lot more lopsided than they would really look had you watched the game. Cam, lob to Taroko, looking for an 8th one for the road. Do they want one for the road? No, Milk just wants to move on. 2-0 series lead for Cam and Taroko. Looking to make their who knows how many consecutive grand finals appearances, and looking to continue their ridiculous win streak. There we go. What could be the final game, and we could see ourselves with an extension. Seems confident. It seems like it's starting just the way it has been before, with a kickoff goal from Cam and Taroko, continuing to put the pressure on early. Just unfortunate cheat. Cam got a little extra. He wasn't even intending for it. But that is just how the cookie crumbled this time around. Now pinch towards the other net. Milk, slowly, over one. Milk once again, solo plays, both of them. Can he finish it off? Yes, just inside the near post. Fantastic work. A little bit of a defensive mishap as they both got caught in their corner, but fantastic work to capitalize off it for Milk. They still have not found themselves in the lead this series, and they've had many chances to tie it, but Cam and Taroko have always put their foot down when it has come to it. This would be a great motivation boost for them to find themselves their first lead. It looks like they just might. Manny snags a pad, tries for a tough shot on net, but doesn't quite get it. Although Cam drives straight past the ball. Fortunately, Manny didn't have enough boost to react to that, even with instant reaction time. Sometimes just the thought that counts. Taroko towards the other direction, immediately gets 50'd by Manny. Taroko, though, nearly is quick enough to put a shot on net that's dangerous. Now Manny having to keep a little bit of control. Cam pops it up in the air. This one for Milk. Manny chasing down Cam. Milk can't get the reset in time, and Taroko bats that ball away. Now Cam in alone, looking for a bump. I imagine his one's experience coming into play, but this time doesn't capitalize. Manny gets... oh my goodness, what a play. That should have put Milk in the lead. But one goes for another bump, and Cam with the plan B to send it right beneath the crossbar. Oh my goodness. Game recognizes game right here for those of you who missed it during the chaos. First of all, just fantastic shot, Milk. There's not much else you can do on that save, my friend. And he clearly knows it as he throws the nice one on net. But Manny bumps the last man, and it looks like they were for sure going to take a lead for a second there. But the last man ends up bumping the same men bump each other, and it ends up killing the play in a fantastically intelligent showing. This one too far off. Manny, very awkward net. Cam needs a shot on net, just a little doink in, and a 2-goal lead once again, something they've certainly been familiar with. Goodness gracious, though, I'm still reeling from that sequence of events that I'm hardly even processing that they scored again. Favorable kickoff. Cam just trying to get rid of Milk. Milk trying to keep this as awkward as possible. Cam full tank of boost. Manny very awkward. Taroko looking for a shot. Gets a chipper pass towards the top right corner. Milk can't get enough on it. Cam and Taroko, are they tired of it? Are MylkMan finally showing themselves to be as fallible as you would expect them to be, considering the dominance of Cam and Taroko in this tournament? Who knows? I suppose we'll see. I'm definitely excited for the lower final matchup because that seems like it's going to be a banger. Still not sure what's going on there in the lower quarters, but they're getting to it. Milk, nice fake, looking to just harass both defenders in net. Manny tries to shove it through but can't make it happen. Good plans, but imperfect execution. Some wizardry from Cam and Taroko or both. MylkMan still find themselves at a deficit, unable to have taken a lead this series despite many opportunities to do so. Milk doesn't opt for the bump play. Seems like that would have been the smart idea, go in that direction, and Cam trying to convert the opposite direction. Can't make it happen, though. Tries to pinch it in off the near post. Doesn't quite do it. Although Manny fakes out everybody. Taroko jumps. Manny calls his bluff, and he's able to 50 it through Cam into the net. MylkMan still have life. Taroko, respectful of the abilities, but a little too much respect and is caught off guard as a result. Fantastic vision, though, and quick reaction times are what kept that play alive for Manny. Manny had the opportunity to do some more harassing physically, but unfortunately just did not capitalize on the opportunity. Manny attempting to just shove one through as best as he can. Milk doesn't turn around fast enough. If he turned around quick enough for that, he might have had himself a quick opportunity. Double commit in that? No, that one's dangerous. That definitely shows some nerves that they're experiencing against these two very experienced foes. Now Taroko past mid. Manny on low boost. Milk. Intelligent defense. Now Milk, shot on net is easily saved and sent over to Taroko. Manny, though, cuts this off, trying to wall dash and get a little something extra. It does briefly, but it flies so quickly across the net that he can't do anything else with it. Insane pre-jump from Cam, nearly straight in their net. But it is sent out. Taroko, corner redirect, this one on target and saved by Manny. Manny seems to be getting a little bit too aggressive with the bumps, and it seems to be biting him a bit. He's losing a lot of 50s from this. A little bit of a musty. Could have actually sent a rocket into the net that was unavoidable, but ends up going for something different. Still 4-2, final minute of the game, possibly final minute of the series. We'll see if Milk and Manny can make a miraculous comeback and hold on to it. And this one, a lucky 50. Taroko accidentally tips it into his own net. It was already looking nice. Milk, though, to my knowledge, I don't think he had a flip reset. He wasn't even going for one. Taroko, that is just not necessarily a pure own goal, but an unfortunate set of circumstances that cut the lead in half. Milk, very favorable kickoff. Needs to capitalize on this quickly and does. Taroko attempts to save, but it's a tie game yet again. This is the highest scoring tie we've seen. They've come back from a 3-goal deficit. 49 seconds to go. Can they find their first lead or even force overtime? I would love to see an overtime between these two. I am at, like, it could either end up in a kickoff goal or we could be sitting here for the next 5 minutes screaming at how the ball hasn't gone in the net. Manny, though, wins the boost race, has possibly a free opportunity. Can't quite get the double. The first attempt is off the crossbar and it's too low for him to capitalize. Taroko, follow-up shot, racing towards the other end. That one saved aside from Milk. Cam staying aggressive, but so is Manny, shutting down as many opportunities as he can. This one, very favorable for Cam. Gets one reset. Milk is alone on defense. Cam fakes, but Milk waits him out just enough to call his bluff. Taroko in a little bit of a tough spot. Can't get it on top of his car, but he almost fakes out everybody and ends the game right there. Almost catastrophe on defense, but an open net. Milk just needs to put this one away. I thought he chipped it into the crossbar for a moment. I can't lie. Oh my goodness, that would have been catastrophic. And the replay camera is broken. Fantastic. We can't even see what just happened. And it switches right as the goal explosion happens. I'm sure you guys saw it, but I was convinced for a sec with the trajectory of that ball that he just absolutely ripped that into the crossbar. And oh my goodness, Cam has a chance, but Manny takes it away. But it's up into the corner. They need to find a way to kill this ball. Favorable 50. Cam can't get to it in time. And MylkMan come from the trenches to save themselves and force this to a game 4. What an incredible game and what an incredible showing. I have not seen this close of a series when it's come to Cam and Taroko in a while. They've kept it close the entire game. Like, game 1, they had a 3-3 tie. They've kept up with them. It eventually did slip away from them, and it was a similar story in game 2. But this time, with a 3-goal deficit, a 4-goal swing, nearly beating it at the last opportunity, but they convert and they force a game 4. 2-1. Your current series score. My goodness, what an incredible game, MylkMan. Look, even if you guys don't end up coming out victorious in the series, pat yourself on the back for a game and a job well done. As you guys saw down there earlier, our bottom matches have finished up. The loser semifinals is going on as we speak, so once this is over, we just have to wait a little teensy bit to find out who the contender is for some more guaranteed cash. That match is going to be incredible. I'm very excited. This has already been incredible, and even though we've had some farther out series, it's been a fantastic time here so far. MylkMan, though, survive their first major trial, and they might just have themselves a lead going in. Although this time, kickoff goals. Can you count that as a kickoff goal? It was in the first 10 seconds, and it feels like Milk probably should have had this, but he commits too far and ends up sending it wide. They want to keep this series going, they'll have to come back yet again from some deficits, but they've clearly proven it possible, as seen from last game. Difficulties be damned, they're here to compete. Manny, though, that's a crucial miss and possibly leaves the net open. Can Milk get back in time? He can. He abandons that one. Crucial miss. And again, while it's still not out of the realm of possibility and it's only been 19 seconds, a couple of crucial mistakes, it feels like they're still coming off of the nerves from securing Game 3. No kickoff shenanigans this time, although Manny does win the race to the boost and the ball. Taroko is quickly up to it and tips it off to his far side. Cam, though, has a decent opportunity, fakes for Taroko. Taroko rips a shot, but it is way far off the upper 90, although it gets both men to jump. It seems like Milk and Manny are still a little bit skittish, and that's worrying. I understand having some nerves and definitely being a little bit shaky. I would be shaky if I was completing a comeback after or between a couple of pros. But it seems like the nerves are starting to get to them just a little bit, or at least they're showing early. Can they lock themselves in to find a little bit more peace in this one? Or will the revolution be subsided? Will the close games finally come to an end? Taroko, intent on finding close games to come to an end. But now Milk, the other direction, flicks past everyone. That one's towards the top right corner. Taroko, a little bit awkward, does keep enough control, though, and Manny missing the opportunity to continue the pressure. Cam, this one to Taroko. Taroko, nice redirect, unfortunately. It was on net, but Manny got in the way just in time. Now Milk with a full tank of boost. Manny harassing Taroko on the back end. Milk looking for a follow-up. doesn't quite have it, and Manny's is unsuccessful as well. Cam and Taroko, though, full boost, dangerous situation. Manny on low. Milk has to defend this all on his lonesome. He does. The first save is out, but the pressure is not over yet. Cam, follow-up shot, no good. Milk slows things down a little bit. Cam, though, has some free control, ends up getting a little bit of a chip shot to advance the ball quickly forward, in a couple of unfortunate 50s. It ricochets into the net. Cam and Taroko have a 3-0 lead. And yeah, it actually pinballs off of both players, so you could call that an assisted own goal. Not often you see that, but it is a result of some panicking and some 50s. Definitely one of the more understandable own goals you'll have in that respect. They've had some good opportunities, though. I don't feel like they're folding. Just a couple of nervous things seem to be to a bit of their detriment. You think this could maybe be possibly a 1-goal game, more likely a 2, but still a little bit closer, and they're not and they wouldn't have to put themselves in the position to make such crazy comebacks. Manny trying to force one past Cam, but the beefy Fennec says no good. Manny wrestling Cam off the ball in the back end. Taroko a little bit too far up to have a follow-up shot after a bit of an erratic touch. Now Manny towards the center, actually tries to shoot it himself, but it's off the post and straight out. Manny now alone towards Milk. Milk, though, doesn't commit for the shot. Looks like he could have possibly had a ripper, but was not confident in his chances. Manny tries to kill Taroko on the way out, but is unsuccessful in doing so, and they back off the play. Milk with no boost to continue forward. Taroko this one off. Cam to possibly put the dagger. No, but puts it very far wide. Inaccurate shot. Milk almost gets it. I thought we would have seen a repeat of what happened. I think it was last game during the 3-4 goal. But not quite this time. Cam and Taroko have maintained themselves a shutout. Now we're in the back third of this game and possibly the back 12th of the series. Taroko looking to put the nail in the coffin. Has one reset. Uses it to wave dash and recovers. He's out of much and can't really get a great opportunity. Milk, nice low 50. Manny chasing down, but Taroko weaves and winds and avoids the incoming demo. Fantastic effort. Now Milk tries for another low 50 on Cam, but the defense, they seem to have them read. They're going to need to start diving if they want themselves a chance, but even if they don't, what an incredible series this has been. An incredible showing of resolve for MylkMan. Cam trying to put this one to bed with a sharp angle double tap. Can't quite just yet. Manny looking to keep the dream just slightly alive. Gets a reset. Gets it over one, but unfortunately it slows down so much that it's a free save for anyone involved. Milk, though, calls Taroko's bluff and keeps this game alive for just one more moment. Cam down to Taroko, keeping a little bit of control. This might actually be their opportunity. Cam, though, rushes back just in time. Any shot they could have had on net is quickly put to bed. Taroko would need a miss right here. And with that, it looks like this series is just about done. Final 10 seconds are going to slowly but surely wind down. And the resistance has so far been quashed. They could see them once again in the grand finals, but this time Cam have earned themselves $50 with a chance for another 50 and a game advantage in the grand finals. Best of 7 game advantage. They essentially start 1-0 up. But now we await the winner of the losers semifinals. We'll be back for the losers finals featuring MylkMan and a mystery contender. Well, producer and I having a little bit of a laugh in the background. So just for the record, that was a joke. Well, the second part of that was, the first part definitely was not, but the second part of that was certainly a joke. So, especially I would probably get yelled at. Oh, if you guys couldn't tell, we have a rematch from earlier in the stream. So we're having a bunch of stuff, and look at that. And two fellas starting off strong this time, seeing if they can take back MylkMan in the revenge match. So, as a reminder, Cam and Taroko have secured themselves. Let's get back in here. Let's get a little up close and again. But anyway, as I was detailing earlier, so you guys are familiar with what's going on. Cam and Taroko have won themselves $50 and are looking to continue their tournament win streak, which I think is at what, seven now? I think that's the case, but I'm not entirely sure. 6 or 7. We'll get that all figured out. You guys will see the details next week, assuming everything goes to plan. But, as I was saying, they've already secured that, but now this is the battle for their second shot at Cam and Taroko, and for another $50. So we got ourselves an official money match on the line here, and see if we can take some revenge. It's going to be a bunch of fun. And I was looking at the scoreboard, but not the players. MylkMan have taken the first round. But with how incredibly they've been playing it, and the fact that they were able to take a convincing game and a comeback win off of Cam and Taroko, and two fellas might be even more in for a match. They've come off such an incredible performance. Is anything going to stop them at this point? Fatal. Good attempt. Kipper. Nice follow-up, though, and they tie things up. Good aggressive play. They could see themselves going some places. This one, almost a kickoff goal, but unfortunately Milk knocks it too high. Manny, follow-up, though, is an easy save for anybody. Kipper, attempting to get themselves their first lead of the series. Oop, hiccups. Must have drank too much water in between the break. Manny, shot is off target. Milk, follow-up is also off target. Fatal, harassing everybody. And imagine, look, would you look at that? Milk gets slammed off the ball by Fatal, and into fellas have themselves a lead in the series. Well, lead in the game. Lead in the series to be determined, but they're starting off strong after having a bit of a lackluster performance against them last time. Kipper tries to slow things down a little bit. And two fellas looking for a 2-goal lead. Can't remember if they ever had that during the first series. But they're already starting to play with a lot more resolve. Milk is up, though. He's hardly missed. Nice scoop on the flip reset, but nice save from Fatal as well to nullify it. Manny looking for a further follow-up, but unfortunately his teammate's too far back. Now Milk has to leave Kipper alone. Kipper, though, nothing to work with. Oh, and apologies. The 3 hours of sleep that I got seems to be starting to catch up to me. Milk to tie things up, can't quite get it this time, and already half of the clock has melted away. This first game has gone by quite quick. Still in best of 5 territory, or only best of 7 is that bracket, or is not that bracket reset, but is that I am being mocked. I'm being horrifyingly mocked by my producer in the corner. I cannot say nothing without this man having a little giggle over here, so you know what you did. It's okay, though. I love being able to not speak English. Moving on from that minor transgression. Speaking of minor transgression, nearly had one on defense to tie up the game. Kipper getting harassed, somehow avoids it. Might have had an open net to shoot if they had reacted quickly enough, but Manny keeps some control off the backboard. Manny rips it down to try and get something going. Fatal. 3/4 of a tank of boost to work with. Ends up getting the pinch down. I thought that play was a lost cause, but he turned it into something, and they have a 2-goal lead with a quarter of the game to go. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure of intentions, but I'm sure they don't care because it worked out for him. Kipper looking to extend this lead. Tries for the plan B. Wonder if he was... Oh boy. Wonder if he was watching the stream earlier and Cam pulled one of those off and took a play out of his book. Couple of boostless brothers sat there in the corner. Now Manny should just have a free shot on net. Does take it. Fatal gets back just in time. A little more power, though, and I think that could have gone in. It's no use crying over spoiled milk now. Kipper shot towards the top left corner is successful. A 3-goal lead. And it would once again take a miracle. And two fellas looking to take their first game off of MylkMan. Great work and a great bounce back. And a very milky goal explosion to finish things off. Kickoff goes fairly neutral, but it will be first taken care of by Manny. Manny given across to Milk. This one is stopped. I think that final one should be the nail in the coffin, especially if they could put something together here. This one, double tap down, off the post, follow up by Kipper. Would you look at that? It's a hat trick for him towards the top right corner. 5-1, and two fellas will take game one. Great work. Lower bracket run and starting things off strong with a victory against the ones who swept them just a couple hours ago in bracket. Dead kickoff. Kipper wins the race to the boost. Wonder if we can see them both taken care of with a hat trick. Man, he gets one, gets a second one. Milk looking for something for the road. A little bit of a morale boost, perchance. Kipper, though. One more potentially for the road. This one bounces into the corner. If only I was that good enough of a caster. 5-1, though, your final score, and 1-0 in the lower finals. And two fellas, they have something to go on, my friends. It's not the same story as last time as we saw them earlier in the winners' semifinals. They're clearly out for blood and vengeance, and especially with some guaranteed money on the line, I'm sure their motivation is just that much more. MylkMan, though, have proved themselves to be fantastic competition throughout this entire tournament and have taken a game off in dramatic fashion for Camoco. But can they persist? Can they come back? Can they find their footing yet again after making it look so easy earlier in the tournament? Milk to Manny, back to Milk. Shot is on target, but is right down the middle. Shot on net looked dangerous for a moment, but it was off the crossbar. Milk to possibly break the ice, can't get a reset and has to ditch the play. Manny looking to do it all himself, tries for the 50, unfortunately doesn't get to it in time. No contact is made and it just kind of shuffles around the net with no one doing anything. Now Milk sends this one. This one's an erratic 50, although a perfect spawn allows Kipper to save it. Sometimes you get lucky, folks. Although this one straight towards the middle. Nice save from Fatal to get in the way just before that follow-up was guaranteed in. Although, I don't know if I can say guaranteed in, but I also speak off of experience of a washed Grand Champ 1 who's terrible mechanically. I imagine that people at this high of level usually don't have as hard of a time hitting nets that are quite literally completely open 2 feet in front of them. Malding from me aside, though, scoreless game 90-ish seconds in. Far cry from the barn burner that we seen last one, the barn burner blowout. Look at that, we got some more bars courtesy of myself. Fatal looking to continue the momentum that they had last game. And as far as I'm aware, Milk, this has been a 5 goals unanswered so far. MylkMan looking to break that streak, though. They did score the first one. Thought they could continue their momentum from earlier in the tournament. 5 unanswered. They're doing things right. Kipper, nice save to keep that one. 2 minutes gone, and we remain scoreless, though. Now Kipper, in alone against Milk. Decides to take it slow. Flick is above, and nice save from Milk. Now Manny. Kipper in a bit of an awkward position. Looks like concedes the possession back. Fatal, though, in a decent spot. Manny doesn't get a fantastic touch, though. Leaves it to Milk. Milk is also awkward. Kipper with a quick challenge and quickly takes possession away, although Manny is far enough back. Fatal, though, should have an easy time dealing with this, and a nice 50 towards the corner. Kipper, Milk backs off, sensing some danger, and it's going to be even more dangerous now that he's collected the full boost. Fakes it down low, gets the 50 towards the bottom left corner more than halfway through the game, and then two fellas break the scoring, making it 6 unanswered. The table and the tide seems to be turning quite quickly for MylkMan, possibly looking to make it 7. Milk, though, can't shoot it on net to have some potential at breaking this streak. Kipper, almost some very dangerous turning. Couple of demo attempts, but Fatal escapes them all. And Kipper, would you look at that? Little cherry picker with 2 minutes to go. 2-0, and I'm realizing might not be Fatal because there's no distinct capitalization. Maybe Fataleaf? That could be something. We'll go with one of those. I may need to ask him after the game, especially if he rejoins his tournaments. I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. Is it Fatal? Or Fatal Leaf? Yeah, it could just be Fatal Leaf, and who knows? I am correct. Anyways, well, make that 7 unanswered, although this one might just float into their net. Is this going to be the way it ends? Towards the top right corner, they finally finish it off. MylkMan put themselves back on the board after letting 7 in with nothing to show for it. It was dirty, it was grindy, it was grubby, but sometimes that just happens. If you watch plenty of hockey, you'll see that all the time. Sometimes you just got to fight for something. It's very similar. You'll have a battle for the puck right in front of the net or in the corner. It's just the same as having a bunch of 50s and having it not really go anywhere until something finally pops out. Milk looking to turn this game back on its head. Tries to go above Kipper. Now Fatal looking to just send this one the other direction. Does have it, but Manny saves it away. Kipper has really come out and flexed some muscles this series. Pot shot towards the top left is quickly saved. Kipper very quickly beat out by Milk. Brief 2v1, although they don't have a whole lot of boost to speak for it. Milk has a little left to deal with. Fatal, nice fake for Kipper. Kipper tries to just throw that one on net. Test the goalkeeper out a little bit. Now Fatal. Low reset, just takes the 50, and would you look at that? Kipper and Fatal, after being swept, are looking to put themselves one game away from sweeping in revenge and stealing the cash prize right out of MylkMan's hands. You'd think after the results they've had that it's been their $50 to lose. But so far, not been the case. Again, it's not over till it's over, and if you can sweep, you can certainly reverse sweep. Fatal in a very awkward position, though. Kipper gets it past. Manny attempts to beat. Oh, that one's sent central. Milk needs to score here to make something happen. Keep any hope and inkling of this game alive, although with Fatal, that pinch goes backwards. I think whether that was intentional or on purpose, it seemed unintentional, although that one shot on net. Final save is out. And two fellas with a statement win. These have both been statement wins, frankly, but the consistency to me speaks more volumes, because sometimes you can have a really good game and then just continue to get it stomped the rest of the series. But they've made it back-to-back games now and have an opportunity to truly take revenge and dish what they were served. 2-0 series lead. And how the turntables. MylkMan. Human to human. Y'all got to get it together. You guys had so much momentum going in this. I know you guys can do this. Let's get a close series back going. And if you can't, what a story this would be and a nice revenge arc for our friends in the 2 seed. Moving forward, assuming everything loads in, I imagine they're just doing their thing. But again, what a fantastic tournament this has been so far, even though we haven't had a ton of like super close series. I don't even think we've gone to overtime once. It's been a lot of exciting teams have come in. A lot of fight has been shown from a bunch of people. Very interesting bracket. Plenty of newcomers, but the same people appearing to be on top as usual. Looking down towards the bottom of the bracket, the series obviously getting closer and closer as time goes on. You see winner's final matchup was close. Same with the loser's semi and one of the loser's quarters. Loser's final, not sure this could be one of the biggest upsets, at least comparatively. For the seeding, originally MylkMan was a slight upset. It's a 2-3 seed, so picking at straws slightly there, at least per chance. But all of a sudden, everything flipped on its head. And N2 Fellas will look to have their shot at Camoco if they can finish things off here in Game 3. But MylkMan fighting for their lives, fighting for their cash. Now have to win 3 straight. Kipper, though, has been on a tear. Momentum has been on his side severely. Continues to take some 50s, nearly doinks in off of his car as it 50s into the ground. Fatal. Looking for some keep away more than anything else, and is successful to an extent in that regard. Central just tries to throw some lobbers toward net. Doesn't quite work out. Milk sends this one far, but Kipper quickly cuts it off. Now Fatal. Very difficult spot to be in, although Milk gets a very favorable 50, but instead of using his boost, he didn't realize that his net was open. If he used his boost to get up in the air, he could have had a free shot. And I believe the first lead they've had since scoring that first goal back in Game 1. Unfortunate misplay there, and even got himself killed as a result of it. But onward they must march. First quarter of the game gone, and nothing too interesting just yet. Hardly any dangerous chances except for the one that was thrown into the wind. Kipper, though, severely beaten to this ball. Fatal in a very awkward position. Milk just has to get a tap in. Fatal tripping off of his own upper 90. Gives out a free tap in and a little bit of life for Milk and Manny. See right there, one of the funniest things I find, especially after some silliness happens, you know, like tripping off a poster, your own upper 90, just that brief acceptance period that you see, knowing that there is no going back. Brief controller put down, although nice pinch in, Kipper quickly ties things up. It's very interesting, the differences that we've seen now that this series has felt not as close as the one that happened versus Cam. And we haven't seen Milk win a game just yet. But it's strange to, in theory, downgrade opponents based on how we've seeded things, and also, you know, them being like, you know, 5 or 6 time tournament champions straight. But ignoring that fact, it's definitely interesting to see a downgrade in theoretically both opponents and play. So I wonder if there's some mental things going on there with MylkMan. Maybe some nerves are coming in again. First time you've joined this tournament, although MylkMan finally putting themselves on top for more than just a single goal at the start of the game. 2-1 with 3 minutes to play. Slower ball to start things off on this possession. Fatal up, although gets a mistouch on the corner of his car. He makes something out of nothing. No, Kipper attempting a beat on Manny. And Fatal killing his offensive opportunity with a slight bump there on the back end. But now Kipper, full tank of boost, has looked so dangerous lately. Gets one touch, gets a reset, but doesn't get much on it. Fatal with the follow-up is not there, and they should be look for a counterattack on the other end. Now Milk, Manny chasing down Kipper. Milk looking for the double tap. That one's off the crossbar, and the pop is just too slightly far over Manny's head to put anything out of it. Although continuing on the follow, this one's off the backboard. Kipper, though, follows nicely. Milk cutting that play off quickly. Fatal has no boost, although Manny can't be entirely certain. That was looking rough there for a second. Manny pinballs his teammate into getting a 50 and puts himself in a very difficult position. Only 2 pads between them and 0 for Milk. All of Orange Team briefly completely on 0, but they survive their rush. Kipper straight down to Fatal. Shot is on target in the bottom right corner. It's a tie game with 1:41 to play. Relentless effort will find its way through eventually. Fantastic work to tie this thing up. And you know, we haven't had an overtime. That would be a nice little sweet treat for me, the viewers, for everybody. We would love some more intense games. Golden goal scenario. Although we were robbed of an overtime earlier by either a beaning of the shot originally or just some defensive mistakes. Point is, I would like to see overtime. I think everybody would like to see a little bit of overtime. For the players, it's nerve-wracking, but for us, it's absolutely fun. Sometimes hilarious, sometimes heartbreaking. But it's all for the love of the game. This one dangerously bouncing. Fatal doesn't jump for it, though. Lets Milk maintain a little bit of possession and clear the ball out. That one very dangerous, and Kipper's able to pick it off. Saw that for just a moment, and that's all you need. And two fellas continue to refuse to lay off and find themselves back in the lead, needing to hold for 63 seconds in order to guarantee themselves $50 and a shot at the big boys. How the turns have tabled, how the tables turn table on the tables. Great attempt, brief little extended stay. Manny has a reset, uses it, but hits the crossbar. Follow-up shot is off the upper 90 by Milk, and the counterattack from Kipper. Can he finish it off? Yes, he can. I thought it was dangerous for a second. He let a little too much time on the clock by sending it towards his own corner. But he makes it happen, and this could be the nail in MylkMan's tournament after such an impressive run through the winners finals. The potential to go out with a whimper and a mistake to haunt them. And now instead of being tied and on a fresh slate, now a 2-goal deficit to come back from in a very short amount of time. Milk, very difficult, and it seems like he's accidentally own goal. That second touch, unfortunate, and that should do it. The end to MylkMan's run seems to have come. 27 seconds, again, a miracle and some gifts can still happen to send this one to overtime. But it's looking bleak, and especially after an own goal to possibly seal your fate. The mental game has to be abysmal at the moment. Manny, Milk, no bumps down there. Kipper looking to keep it close. Slams it, continues to keep it close. One for the road. Shot is on target towards the bottom left. That has to do it. 4-goal lead with 13 seconds. And end two fellas with one of the biggest statements and revenge stories that we have seen in this tournament series. From getting swept in the winners semifinals to making a lower bracket run all the way through to sweep the ones who swept them in dominating fashion for a cash prize on the line. Good games across, though. That was, and again, incredible play for Milk. And look at that. They get one for the road. 6 seconds, I suppose, if you score all instant kickoff goals, then maybe you have a slight chance with a tenth of a second in a 6-5 game. But I still think it's a lost cause at this point, unfortunately. MylkMan, incredible run. We salute you guys, especially for taking a game off of Cam and Taroko. That series was incredible on its own. You guys have shown incredible resolve. But N2 fellas, they clearly came here with a mission, and they succeeded. What an incredible run and what an incredible story it's been for them. And now, the big boys are up next. Cam and Taroko await them in the grand finals. It's a game advantage. Best of 7 will start out 1-0. Cam and Taroko with the advantage here in just a couple of minutes. good to go on a whim. Or join the lobby in about 2 seconds. But onward we march, and now N2 Fellas, after having an incredible revenge story, now have to face the big boys. Cam and Taroko will start this series up 1-0. So they have to win 3 games, meaning essentially N2 Fellas, if they want to have a chance at this, they need to win themselves a best of 7 against Cam and Taroko in 6 games. So not a whole lot of leeway to work with, but we'll see. Again, if they were able to take down the ones that were able to take a game off of Cam and Taroko, perchance they can take 2. Who knows? We'll see. A little triangle of A is greater than B, B is greater than C, A is greater than C sort of thing. A little syllogism action. We'll see. Alrighty. Nearly a minute has already melted off the clock, but we've had a scoreless game thus far, and I imagine the pace is going to ramp up. I'm very curious to see how these two are going to do with such a far ramped up pace, because it's going to be much different than anything they've seen versus their previous opponents, Cam and Taroko just being that much of a step ahead. And of course, we saw that pace tended to be the biggest problem that ended up coming in MylkMan. And would you look at that? That wasn't pace, but definitely a lot of respect, and Cam was able to nail that fake, going just beneath him for the score, 1-0. Kickoff a bit awkward, but Kipper's the first to do it. Cam looking for a Psycho, doesn't quite get the touch he's looking for. Fatal likely should have controlled there, but ends up giving the ball away just a little bit, but it's okay because it's back in the blue half, and Kipper has some room to work with. Kipper doesn't have a reset off of that, although follow-up shot from Fatal, and would you look at that? Oddly similar to what we saw in the series of them against MylkMan, and N2 Fellas seem to be making themselves a bit of a name. Taroko lurking quietly. Now Fatal. Kipper sends that one way out towards the net. Caught Taroko overcommitting. Fantastic vision, and N2 Fellas have found themselves a lead against the Juggernauts. Interesting in this tournament how we've seen Cam and Taroko seem more fallible than usual. I'm not sure if they're having an off day or the competition just seems to be getting that more intense. It's fantastic to see. N2 Fellas putting up a fantastic fight thus far. And even then, they might have had themselves a third goal nearly, but Taroko just got in the way to push that one wide off the kickoff. Fatal to himself. Shot is over everybody. Taroko can save it, though. It's not quick enough to get past. Cam takes care of Fatal. Kipper has to back off for his own sake. Now Fatal in a very difficult position. Cam. Taroko is also very awkward. The shot is off the crossbar, and it's sent just slightly wider by Fatal. 50 goes in Cam's favor. Keeping control. Can't get a reset, though, and Kipper is able to tip that one wide to end that scoring opportunity. Cam attempts on the shot, but that's quickly sent away by Kipper. Kipper, although, unfortunately messes up his zap dash. He still would have been met in the corner by one of the two, but definitely noteworthy is potentially a little bit of nerves and also just some difficulty of keeping the pace. Taroko and Cam accidentally getting each other's way a little bit. Cam, one reset, threatening to use it. Tries to get it past Fatal Leaf, but doesn't. Only has a little bit to work with and doesn't. Cam in a 1v1. Now being chased down, Cam doesn't look like he can do much about this, but Kipper, incredible save. Follow-up from Taroko is tied, though, with a third of the game left. It is 2-2. Fatal Leaf did about all he could on that opportunity, but the follow-up was too much. And being chased down by one pro and having another shooting on your net, it's a scenario that I can't really blame anybody for letting up a goal in, you know? Kipper now beats Cam on the boost race. Kipper trying to dunk Cam and look for something. Now Taroko up in the air, very threatening against Fatal Leaf. Gets one reset. Almost gets it past him, but nice save off of his own post. Kipper in a very awkward position. Not a whole lot of boost to work with. Needs to be very conservative with how he handles this. Sent it towards the mid, but then ends up giving free possession to Cam. Kipper has no boost to assist his teammate, but Fatal Leaf. Nice save to keep things alive. Very favorable 50 for Kipper. Cam in a very difficult position. Taroko, though, early chow to save the day and cuts rotation. Now a minute remaining. Cam looking to break this, looking to break the tie, rather. Fatal. Very awkward, but he turns this one away and almost catches Cam locking. He actually does. Cam flicked at just the wrong time, and Fatal Leaf caught him off guard. 45 seconds to go, and N2 fellas are setting themselves up for Game 2 success. And goodness gracious, folks, I'll be honest with you. I had some doubts coming into the series, but they're proving themselves worthy opponents yet again. They're here to give Cam and Taroko a run for their money. Granted, I suppose they already have some of their money, but a run for the rest of it. Taroko. Shots missed. Taroko. Low on boost, although Fatal not in the greatest position. Kipper, follow-up shot. Final bit from Fatal Leaf. That might just do it, but with 23 seconds left and 2 pros on the other side of the ball, a 2-goal comeback is nothing unheard of. Kipper and Fatal Leaf up 4-2, a fragile situation, especially with their affinity for kickoff goals, although they had a severe affinity for it during the last series against MylkMan, but that really hasn't been the case. Fatal gets it past Taroko. Cam is alone. Has to defend and then convert. Fatal. Shot is on target. The save is gotten. But with the final seconds melting away, and N2 fellas have evened up the series. What an incredible effort from both of them. And would you look at that? Despite my doubts, we have a series on our hands, and I think that is truly incredible. Shout outs to them. We've now had 2 teams take a game off of Cam and Taroko in a series. Very interesting. Things are starting to heat up, folks. Game 2. Well, technically we're just in Game 2 if you want to be all nitpicky, but Game 3, we're now down to an effective best of 5. And if they keep this up, like, genuinely, also, I think Cam and Taroko's key to this. They need to get back in their game, and they need to start playing faster, because the way that they beat MylkMan so effectively, once they got that speed ramping up, their instant reaction times, the thousands of hours they've trained themselves in, and just being as good as they are, they have the reaction times and the ability to get just enough of beats to edge out their opponents. If they ramp things up, I think they're still safe. However, a fantastic showing, great resolve, and great locking down from N2 fellas. They're playing fantastically. Great challenge games. Always challenging for each other and trying as little as possible to leave their teammates in the dark. Taroko, 1 reset. Can't get the double, though. Kipper alone in the back of the net. Cam, though, is quickly met by a boostless Kipper to send that one to the side. Kipper, that's a double commit, though. Very dangerous. Cam, though, doesn't get a powerful enough shot on target. And Fatal Leaf is able to save that one. Now Kipper, this time having a little bit of boost to work with, about half a tank, sends it to himself off the ceiling, but it's a little bit too far for him to work with. Fatal Leaf in a very awkward position with Cam chasing him down. Taroko doesn't get the greatest shot, though. Cam with a floater on net, though, and that one's saved aside as well. Minute gone with a scoreless game. Fatal Leaf trying to cherry pick Kipper and possibly get a redirect into the net to take themselves another lead. But no can do. Nice demo by Kipper onto Cam. Fatal Leaf met by Taroko in the air. That's pretty favorable 50, though. Kipper has plenty of space to work with. And tries to just beat out Taroko. The 50 ricochets off multiple posts in upper 90s and somehow stays out. Taroko has just enough. I was convinced that was going to get 50 in. I suppose you have to be good to be lucky. Now Cam, possibly in alone, has a reset. Not the greatest shot, but it goes through anyway because the first challenge is missed and the second defender isn't quick enough. A third of the game gone, and Cam and Taroko break the scoring drought first. Once again, as I mentioned, just that little extra speed seems to be the key to victory for them. If they can maintain that and not get down in their own dumps and playing down to their competition. Well, that's a little bit disrespectful. There's certainly fantastic competition, but If they can keep their speed up, that is going to be incredible and aid them severely in their quest for victory. Fatal up. Looking to tie things up. Doesn't have a whole lot of support on the other end, though. Kipper, though. Slammer looking for his own teammate. Fatal, though, doesn't jump towards it. Taroko. Kipper. Slammed behind from Cap. From Cap? Cap was eliminated a while ago, actually. Kipper. Pot shot on it to test the goaltender. Save aside by Taroko. Now Cam. Ripper towards the backboard. Looking for a double. On target, but that's saved by Fatal Leaf. Taroko looking for a ground pinch. Doesn't take that. Ends up stalling out and takes the second shot on the stall. Pops it in the top right just enough and finds Fatal backwards. Puts it right behind him. Tough. Not much you can do in that situation. A rotational error puts them down by 2. Taroko, pot shot towards the net. Fatal tries to get slammed out of the air by Cam, but no can do. Kipper alone against Taroko, who pre-jumps him wildly. Fatal Leaf still saves it. Cam and Taroko have been especially oppressive, letting very few things slip out. Constant pressure, constantly trying to throw things on net. A little bit of speed and the calculations they're making are putting them back on the edge that they theoretically should have been on from the start. Fatal Leaf. Cam. Violent pre-jump from him. Although nobody from N2 Fellas goes up far enough to really capitalize off of a dangerous pre-jump. Kipper. Shot is down, although somehow Cam saves it off his own post. It was rolling off the goal line, making no progress in or out. Cam trying to turn this one around. Taroko just gets it enough. 1:22 to go. Cam and Taroko putting down a statement. So far, a shutout with 3 goals to their own name. Cam quite easily beaten out by Kipper. Now Kipper was expecting him to chase down Taroko, but he ended up leaving a bit of the play. Now Fatal. Very awkward position. Kipper could capitalize off this and does. Sends it towards the middle. Breaking their own scoring drought. The shutout has been thwarted. And then, you know, we actually have a very nice scoreboard. 1-1-0-3-3. I kind of like that. But they've proved themselves that it is possible. Decent play, a little bit of mistakes, but it all counts just the same. Minute to go and 2-goal deficit to make up. We'll see what they can do with it. Kipper wins the boost and the ball battle, looking to cut this deficit quickly down to 1, trying to get it right over to Taroko, looking for the top left corner. But Cam gets rid of it just in time. Cam sending it towards zone sidewall. Perfect flip to get perfect control. Fakes one. Flip reset. Fakes everybody out. The respect and the fear when Cam has the ball and a perfect touch. Like, that was just gorgeous, frankly. I wish oh, if we had these abilities. God, this game is so difficult, and it's just admirable seeing anybody who's actually decent at it. 4-1 with 41 seconds to go. The scoreboard shenanigans continue on. Cam and Taroko looking to make a statement, put down the revolution, quash all resistance. And while they haven't done it in an extreme fashion, as I've seen them do it sometimes, because there have been some blowouts on this stream before featuring the 2 of them. Certainly interesting. Ripper of a pinch finds its way down towards the blue net. Taroko could have probably jumped for that and found it towards Kipper, although Kipper cherry picks. Taroko doesn't challenge. And a kickoff goal could mean this game is not quite over. Slow roller, but it works out. Score swapped from last game. We'll see if there's any kickoff shenanigans. Looks like there are. Looking for a hard cheat and a bang up. But unfortunately, unless he can rip the fastest flip reset shot of all time, it's not going to go anywhere. Score is flipped, and the series is back in Camoco's favor, 2-1, 2 games away from keeping their tournament winning streak alive. And yeah, Cam and Taroko really just locked down. I think they didn't allow quite as many chances on the back end, and they did allow where there was a cherry picker. That was a pretty decent play, honestly, and then one was just purely their own mistake. They were able to stay smothered. They were able to stay in control. They didn't let them have the chances that they were able to generate in some previous matches with the control they were able to get on the ball. And when you take away their control, especially against a couple of pros, it's really hard to just fight for goals, hoping that some 50s find their way. You have to be a little bit more creative in that, and that's how they've really generated the upper hand so far. 2-1 is your series score at the moment. 2 games away. There's still a lot of wiggle room. There's still a lot of time. Again, they can take a game off. They can take 2. Maybe they can take 3. Who knows past that? Cam shot on net looking for a kickoff goal again. Saw plenty of those in the previous series. The boost meter seems to be a little bit angry right now, but that's okay. Cam up. Past 1. Almost past a second, but nice shot. Fatal. Follow-up from Taroko. Stolen by Cam for a 1-goal lead to start things off. Lots of CRL tags, and Cam out here flexing his own. And a beautiful one it is. A little bit of kickoff shenanigans seem to be going their way. Cam has just enough boost to pop that in towards the bottom right corner. 23 seconds in and a 2-goal lead now. Just a very effective Spanish. Hard to do it much better than that, folks. No overt kickoff shenanigans this time at the 50 was definitely very interesting. Fatal looking for a pass across to his own teammate. They got to get a little bit more creative than that. Corner is always a very tempting option, especially when you're in a really rough position against some tough teammates. Sometimes feels like you're not sure what chances you're going to get. So the corner is a natural way to try and generate some chances, but at this level, those always go noticed, and they're always going to be quashed pretty quickly before they're going to be able to start. Creativity and speed, they have to try and at least attempt to match Cam and Taroko in both. Cam trying for his hat trick actually this game, already that early, I suppose. Kipper tries to kill Taroko, doesn't need to, it's top right anyway. The lead has been cut in half, still plenty of time left. Oh, Kipper's game crashed. I guess his goal was just too incredible that it just turned off after that. That's tough, although I imagine they'll probably just sit here and play a 1v1 or like wait until he gets back in the lobby. So it's up to them. I will allow them to do as they please, but very, very silly. So, oh. You know, that seems on brand. That seems on brand from Cam. So I'm not really going to question it. After all, they can do as they please. It's like unfortunate circumstances, but... Well, it looks like Taroko disagrees with Cam scoring on a 2v1, so... We'll see. Taroko and Cam are an interesting set of teammates, because Cam definitely has his reputation, and then Taroko's kind of the complete opposite. He's like very nice and tries to be as fair as possible about everything. Now Cam's like, oh, teammate DC, I'm throwing it in your net. We'll see, though. At the end of the day, it's just a silly tournament about toy car soccer. Yet we all are so invested in it. Cam, nice fake to put them up 4-1. Yeah, it's incredible to watch also how really, really good players can capitalize off the fear of others. Not necessarily an ego thing. It's like they know they're good. They can sense the nerves and the respect from other players, so they can kind of just do whatever they want a lot of the time, and it's hilarious to see the fakes that work, especially. You have so much respect for their abilities that it's almost hard to see them not using their abilities. So you don't see the fake, and you get punked more often than you would against somebody of your own caliber. Taroko trying to slam Last defender out of the net halfway through the game, and it's 5-1. Great effort. Maybe even looking for the Brazil. I think they have put their foot down, really decided to quash the resistance this time. And even if that's the case, still shout out to both the 2 and the 3 seed for taking a game off of Cam and Taroko. Like, that is genuinely that's an impressive effort, and they've also kept that effort going the entire time. These haven't been slump series. They've genuinely been fun and super competitive, and they've even had some results on top of it. It's fantastic. In a little bit of a rough spot, although might be able to capitalize off something. Sends it towards the center. Taroko isn't there to immediately challenge, so has to back off just slightly. Taroko sends it towards the back corner, possibly looking for Cam. Ends up keeping it to himself, though, past 1. Kipper looking to score here and get anything going before this game truly is a lost cause. Taroko sends it towards the other side of the field, on target, but Fatal Leaf will take care of business there and save. Taroko, though, has a reset, tries to get the reset double to himself, but doesn't quite happen. Did Kipper win this race to the ball and put in a second? He can. Camoco get a little bit too big for their britches and give off a stinker. Okay, yeah, that's very strange. He just, like, can't. So whenever Kipper scores, the game crashes. It's like something's against this man. I'm not sure. This is a phenomenon that I can't explain without going into supernaturals. So I guess we do like to talk about the Rocket League gods a lot. Although, you know, respect to Taroko for just hanging around and let them play a 1v1 while they get figured out. It's right as the ball goes into the net, but it's also right as Kipper scores specifically, because a couple of balls went in for Cam and Taroko, and that was fine. But the second he has any success, it just doesn't matter anymore. Goodbye, good night to your game, I suppose. It's very scuffed, so fortunately, just behind the boost, I'm struggling to see what the newest chats are. Oh, I'm kind of worried what's behind Kipper's boost tag right there. Do I want to know? Do we preemptively turn off chat? We'll see. I'm not entirely, I maybe see an F in there. Okay. We might have to step in there. Okay, yeah. We might have to step in and do a little adminning and just tell everyone to be nice and they can go next if they want. So we're going to take, here's what we're going to do. Actually, we're going to take a very brief break to sort a couple of things out because, you know, just interesting circumstances we have going on right here. This game is clearly over. It's 3-1 for Cam and Taroko. We will be back once we have an update for you. Oh, okay. Alright, so a little bit of tech issues. And apparently, according to my scoreboard managing, Cam and Taroko have already won the series. The script has been leaked. Unbelievable. But made some decisions. They've decided to keep playing on. I did, just due to the technical issues, we have given Kip and Fataleaf the option to, well, hey, Kip scored and his game didn't instantly crash. His car was moving after, so that seems to be working out. Okay, server restart is good, but in very rare occasions, we will give the option to for it, and we did determine that this was an appropriate time to, because if you're constantly having tech issues, then, especially 3-1 series, you may just want to call it good on the series. That's a pretty reasonable extent, but I think that's the first time we've ever, like, voluntarily gave somebody the option to forfeit. Oh my goodness. Voluntarily gave somebody the option to forfeit. Some people have just done it on their own volition without asking or considering anything, but nowadays that doesn't really happen. Just how it goes, but hey, they're up 1-0 in this game so far, so they can keep going, although it doesn't look like that's going to be very long-lived. Cam ties things up 51 seconds in. A little bit of chatter going on. Cam, though, slips another one into the bottom left corner, with just a few extra seconds melted off the clock. Cam looking to secure himself a very quick hat trick this one. Slow down, Cam in a very tough spot, trying to pass it right back to Taroko. Almost had a 1-2-3-4 right there, but no can do this time around. Now Taroko is up. This one straight down. Very difficult spot for Cam. No cherry pick available for Antifellas, though. Almost a cherry pick, though, for Fataleaf. Nice attempt on the low 50, although that one might go straight into their net. Kipper, though, gets to it quick enough. Although it won't be quick enough to just immediately throw a shot in. Tries to get it past Cam, but he perfectly defends off the squishy on the top right corner. Kip, though, that's a crucial miss, and that's an open net for Taroko, but he doesn't have any boost to back up his shot, and Fatal will save. Now Fatal attempts something, but is unfortunately killed from behind by Taroko. Killing any semblance of a play on that end. Taroko. Not sure if they're struggling to rotate right now or trying to figure out something. I would almost expect a pre-jump. Cam, this one just sailing towards the top left corner. This one hits the crossbar down. It is unable to read the redirect. I don't blame you, because that's a very strange one. And a cherry picker finds its way, sails across. No, that one's off the crossbar too. End-to-end double crossbar. When's the last time you saw something like that? For a second, it should have been 3-1. Then it should have been 2-2. But now we're stuck with neither of those situations having played out. Taroko looking to put something away once again. There's the 3-1. Revenge from earlier with 2:16 to go, and he's up 2. So it seems like potentially a difficult server because I've never seen those problems. And would you look at that, N2Fellas, they keep on trucking. Now down to a 1-goal deficit, 2-2-0-3-3. More scoreboard shenanigans. The numbers just seem to be lining up today. Kickoff appears to go in the favor of N2Fellas. Kipper has plenty of space to work with. Gets a favorable 50 for his teammate. Tries for a second one, though. A huge double commit, and that one's straight into their net. Cam with a nice sidewall redirect for a hat trick into the top right corner. It's 4-2. Nice shots coming out. I mean, yeah, it's fantastic. Wish I could do that more than 1 in 100 times. Taroko, this might be a dangerous pass over to Cam. He's not quite quick enough to it. Oh, rule 1, but Cam breaks it. Unbelievable blasphemy to the sport. And for that, we're going to have to, unfortunately, deduct his total winnings by $100 and donate them to my production. Exactly. That's what you do. Every infraction is a $100 loss. I'm sorry, Cam, but that's just how it goes. Anyways, silliness aside, I think Cam might be upset at that comment because it looks like he's about to rip one towards the top right corner. Yeah, he clearly took what I said to heart. He deserves this. He's going to make that very apparent 3-goal lead with 1:10 to go. And folks, the winning streak looks like it's very well going to continue. Once again, we're still hammering out the last details of any sort of bounty system. We guys still got to get a couple of approvals on that, but if everything goes to plan, then we might have a little special treat for you, and things might start to get just a bit more interesting. Being a bit more interesting, nearly a kerfuffle in front of the net actually could turn into a scoring opportunity. Taroko, though, gets a nice bounce to take away the opportunity. Kipper tries to put it behind Taroko, but is unsuccessful. Now Taroko's, if I hadn't said his name about 1,000 times in the last 5 seconds. Cam up, looking to extend his hat trick into a 4. No, it's not even. He's already has 4. He's looking for 5 this time. Cam, looking for maybe a 1,000-point game, gets 1 reset, doesn't end up using it that much. And final 20 seconds to go, looking for the last possible breath of fresh air. 15 seconds to go, final little bit of time melting off the clock. 10 seconds to go. The streak appears to remain alive. The big boy, the big bad villains of South Suburban Esports Rocket League 2v2 tournament, they continue to prevail, but things might start getting a little more difficult for them next week. This has been an incredible tournament, guys. Thank you so much for showing out the results. You know, we only had, we had our sweeps, but we had a bunch of interesting storylines, and we had 2 different teams take a game off of Cam and Taroko in pretty convincing fashion. One from an insane comeback victory, and one where they just had the front foot the entire time. Some incredible things are brewing up, and with the system that we got in place, things could start to get a lot more interesting. My name is Fizzy or Caleb, coming at you from the Lone Tree Hub. We do plenty of stuff here, especially if you're into fighting games. Please come down. Find out what we got going on here. If you're in the Colorado area, give us a trip out here. Thank you to my production friend Alex. He's doing a fantastic job over here. To Tyler, of course, Kokiri, you know him in the Discord. He's the guy that runs this entire show back here, and without him, all this would be possible. And of course, the sponsors you see. Of course, my camera is mirrored, so I have to point in the opposite direction. You see them. Ting, Corsair, the Douglas County Library System, and of course, South Suburban Parks and Rec, who this is all run through the district and whatnot. But it has been a pleasure having you guys here. I don't believe the Avalanche played. No, we did, and I'm not going to talk about the results. Have a good one.